Hello everyone, nubkeks here. Welcome back to Nub Raids. We're on the test server. Don't worry. Don't worry, my hair is just tied up in a ponytail. It's still there, still there. But in today's video, we are going to be checking out Mavara the Web Designer. That's right. She's retired from her office job with the tech company and she's joined Raid Shadow Legends. Here she is. She's the new fusion for April. If this video is too long for you, let me tell you right now, I think that she's probably going to be one of, if not the best fusions of 2026. I think this champion is absolutely insane. Should you do the fusion? 100%. You definitely want to do it. This champion is fantastic. Although there are some conditions. There are some negatives to her, which will be difficult, particularly for newer players to make use of, but I'll explain them and break them down here as we go. We've got some Chimera stuff in the background because I've tested her so far in Chimera and Hydra. I'll run you through those results pretty quickly, and then we'll do some live testing in Arena. But yeah, here we go. Let's take a quick look at her kit, and then I'll explain to you what is going on with her and why she is so good. And there's a few different ways to build her. What you have happening with this champion: a 28% speed in arena battle aura. This is the aura they gave to Fabian in 2025. They gave to Armans in 2024. Mavara is getting it in 2026. Does that put her on their level? I think, yeah, probably does. It probably, I mean, let me know your thoughts on her after you see what I've tested in this video. But I think from just the PvE testing, I think she's insane, and I'm expecting her to be good for Arena as well. But it's a fantastic Arena aura. She's clearly intended to be an Arena champion, but she is fantastic pretty much everywhere. She has a single target revive. It's a 3-turn, half HP, half turn meter. Pretty standard revive, nothing too special there. It's very expected for a legendary in 2026. But it does give Perfect Veil to all allies except her for 2 turns and gives her unkillable for 2 turns. And she does use this move even if no one is dead. This is both a positive and a negative. The negative is that she won't have the revive ready necessarily when somebody dies. The positive is that she's keeping herself alive very much so, and is a good champ to provide Perfect Veil to your team, which opens up some Chimera trials. It also can set up your team pretty well in Arena to be difficult to actually deal with and kill, and it's very strong for Hydra. There's not that many good champions that provide Perfect Veil for your team for Hydra, and you need 3 teams for Hydra. So if you're struggling with finding Perfect Veil and dealing with the Head of Torment, she's obviously very good for it, and I'll show you Hydra run in a sec. She has Strengthen and Increase Resist on the team for 2 turns and equalizes the HP of all allies. Brings them up to the level of the ally with the highest HP, which is very strong. Strengthen is basically the best defensive damage mitigation buff, and Increase Resist is basically the best debuff and effect mitigation buff, so both are very strong. I will come back to Increase Resist. I think that's one of her biggest strengths and also her biggest cons. It is difficult to use, but it has a huge impact. And then her A1 applies Fervor for 2 turns on a random ally, except for her. And if someone already has Fervor, she'll try to spread it to different people. Now, this passive always works, and with any source of Fervor. Palace the Glory, or Glorious Palace, is the only other champion. She's brand new Argonite Reviver, who also brings Fervor. I don't know if they're amazing together. I mean, they wouldn't be bad. A little bit of overlap in them both being revivers, but it's fine, probably. They work very well. I don't have Palace to test it, but that's okay. You can also get Fervor from a mythical relic, and those are the only sources so far. But here's the thing. I would expect more champions and more ways to get Fervor in the future. This passive is insane. Allies under Fervor have a 50-50 to join in on other allies who attack while they have Fervor, which is just incredible. So you're getting a bunch of ally attacks out. And let me actually skip on ahead. But I think we say, let me show you the perfect example, I think, of this coming in here. So when we swap back, you'll see this in action here in a second. I'm pretty sure when I was watching some of this run, this run is just full auto Chimera Ultra Nightmare, by the way. But like, watch some of this stuff. So he's gone in with the A1. Mikage's done an ally attack. Cool. We got the ally attack from Mikage. Great. Then Lydia's doing an attack. Mikage, Krisk, Ninja. Ninja's doing an attack. Mikage, Krisk, Lydia. Like, we're just getting a whole bunch of these attacks, right? Those are all bonus ally attacks coming from that fervor buff and that chance to join in. Like, look at this. They're just doing these attacks randomly. People are just joining in and doing some attacks. And this can add up and be pretty great and make someone like, let's say, Krisk, who's fairly inconsistent, or Ninja, who can be a bit inconsistent with applying decreased defense. This can make them do a whole bunch of bonus attacks that they wouldn't otherwise do, which is super cool. Like the Ninja A1 there, dragged in Krisk and Lydia. I'm like, that's sick and has so much potential for the future. Then her passive is incredible as well. So one thing you will note, look at this this Chimera team. Ninja doesn't have healing. Mikage doesn't have healing. Krisk doesn't have healing. She can equalize HP, right? Mavara, and Lydia doesn't have healing. Nobody has healing apart from Mavara's HP equalization and this passive. Every 16 buffs that your team receives, 20% max HP heal. Can she keep people alive? Here we are, 34 turns into Chimera. Everybody is at absolutely full health. I mean, we're taking some damage, but we will heal up very, very quickly. Look at that. We just full healed basically from her passive, but then you got the HP equalization to help. She's giving you damage mitigation with Perfect Veil and Strengthen. It's incredible stuff. Obviously, Krisk is doing a lot to help us stay alive here as well, sure, but she is fantastic for this. Now, this part of her passive, the first part, I think is more for PvP. Every 8 buffs the enemy team receives, you get 20% turn meter. I haven't tested her in PvP yet. We're going to test that live in just a minute. Let me show you the Chimera results, just so you get a vibe for it. You can see here people are dying against the Ram form. This team didn't work well, but I ran this team full auto, and we got to the end, and I did 170.98 million damage. Now, sure, does this compare to Titus damage? No, obviously not. Titus is broken, and it's fantastic for the game. Thanks very much, Plarium. That's great. But Titus aside, what Mavara has done, let me reiterate that this is a full auto run. This is something that does not work for most teams. What is the problem? Well, who I usually run in this team is I normally run Raka Viletide, and she's great as well. Pretty underrated, to be honest, for Chimera. She brings the full team revive and block debuffs. She has a full team debuff removal with increased attack and shield. She's got healing A1, healing on her passive, and some turn meter boosting. She's a lovely general champion for Chimera. It does not work full auto. Why not? The problem is the Viper form. It steals all your buffs. So what happens if we're running on full auto and the Viper form steals our block debuffs? I can put 9-piece protection on Raka. Indeed, I do run 9-piece protection on Raka. That's not a 100% chance to protect your block debuffs. And if the Viper steals it even one time, that can end your run right then and there. And you've got to get past that Viper form twice. It's a really big problem. It's very difficult to deal with it. Now, what Mavara can do for you... let me bring it over here and let me shrink it down so it's more... break it down as an example. Increased resistance gives you one of the most consistent ways to deal with Chimera and other bosses. This is simply an example. But what you will want to do is you can come onto the Hell Hades website, use the Raid Stages tool. It's down here, the Raid Stages tool. I am one of the writers for hellhades.com, so bear that in mind. But yeah, on this tool, you can put in any boss or any fight, any enemy that you want in the game. Like, you know, you can choose faction wars, waves, whatever you want, right? And you can see their stats. You generally want to build like 100 to 150 more resistance than their accuracy. If I look at Chimera, I'm not going to worry on Ultra Nightmare. This is Ultra Nightmare. I won't worry too much about the Ram form. Don't mind so much if he debuffs me. But let's look at the Viper form. He's got 450 accuracy. So I want to have about 555 to about 600 resistance. It's going to give me at 555, I think it's around about 90%, maybe slightly lower chance to resist. At like over 600, you're getting up to about 97-ish% to resist. It's impossible to go past 97%. There's always at least a 3% chance that it will do the stuff anyway, but it's consistent enough to work. 97% of the time. It's great. Now, if you got that 50% increase resist buff from Mavara, that 550 to 600 requirement goes down to 370 to 400. And I think I locked in the key so I can show you what I had to do. I had to re-gear people, and this is not easy to do, but how I was able to make this work, I'll show you how I've built her in a second. But I re-geared everyone with like 390 resistance, or as close to it as I pretty much got them all to 390, or maybe a little bit higher. And what does this mean? We can go in with that increased resistance buff. We've got some buff extenders, which is another thing you're going to want with her for sure to get the most out of her. What I was able to do, I go in and I just auto my way through Chimera. None of the buff steals, none of the buff removals, none of the debuffs are landing. I am safe, protected from most everything in it, and it makes your run nice and clean and consistent, which is really good, that increased resist. Now, this is also one of the big negatives about her. So, for example, you can get up to 80 resistance, and you need this for each affinity in your Great Hall. So if you don't have any resistance in your Great Hall, you're behind. Now, for some areas of the game, so for like Faction Wars, hopefully they'll add Chimera in here some time, but for some of these areas like Hydra, right, you can get up to another 80 bonus resistance from your area bonuses. That's another 80 resistance. There's 30 resistance, I believe, from Faction Guardians. Yeah, 30 resistance from this Faction Guardians. This is for legendaries. It's lower for epics, of course. There is, I think, is it 75 resistance from a 5-star blessing? Is that correct? Let me double check that. Yeah, so you're getting 75 resistance if you have a 5-star blessing. This is the biggest negative. I think it's 40 resistance from +4 empowerment. If you're missing all of these, you could be 300 resistance down. It gets really difficult to build this much resistance without these things. Some of these you can get. You can get the affinity stuff. You can get the Faction Guardians. It takes time. The 5-star blessing, that's rough, man. Like, that is really rough. This is something you have to consider. It is difficult. Like, I went into this, and you can see with the team I used, I don't have 5-star on Krisk. I don't have 5-star on Mikage. I have 6-star on Lydia and 5-star on Ninja, and it was difficult. I think the damage dealer is the most difficult. I had to put him in a resistance banner. I happen to have a good enough resistance banner from Shadowkin in Merciless. It's difficult, really hard to do. It can be very difficult to get this build. Now, this is for Ultra Nightmare Chimera, but it's difficult to build enough. But if you get them, then yeah. So I think this is one of her biggest strengths and her biggest cons. Increased resistance is a very powerful strategy against many bosses, but there are a bunch of things which are extremely time-consuming and costly to get. And if you are a newer player, it could be months until you're able to actually build a team to full auto through it like I did here. You can probably do it by sacrificing lots of damage or wearing bad sets or whatever. But to maximize this character, it is difficult, and you will definitely want to consider characters you're going to run with her in resistance teams, be it for Faction Wars or clan bosses would be big ones. You're going to want to be looking for those 5-star, so like a fusion, a damage dealer fusion, that's going to be good for clan bosses. If there's a 5-star soul up for grabs, you're going to really want it to make the most out of her. So bear that in mind. Now, the other, well, it comes to the sets and the gearing. Let's talk about how we're going to gear her, what we are going to do. For PvE, I think there's 2 main builds that you're going to want to go for. I actually think I put her in the wrong thing. Actually, let me show you Hydra first, then we'll talk about this. I have her in the PvP relic. I totally forgot to run her in the right thing. Let me show this to you visually. So this is the team that I run. This is the team I run for Ultra Nightmare Hydra. Cool. We did almost 1 billion damage. You got Krokad with Shayak. We've got Ninja with Mikage. Krisk for provokes and decrease speed buff extension. And then I've got Lazarius for reviving and keeping us going. Cool. Discard the result. What if we slap in Mavara in Lazarius's place? What if we slap her in? How we're going to do? And let me actually set up a preset on her, because I've had one set up on Lazarius. A2, A3 for Lazarius. Disable his form swap. What if I slap in Mavara? What's it going to do? Hopefully this works. I only tested it once with a quick battle. 1.18. Okay. We gained almost 20% damage. To be fair, I don't have Lazarius perfectly geared for this, but let me put it to you like that. Do you have a Lazarius? She's probably better than him. And you probably don't even have Lazarius. So is she good for Hydra? She's phenomenal for Hydra. I didn't bother with Demon Lord. She's going to be insane for that as well. So she's incredible for both of these bits of content. I also didn't mention with Chimera, she brings so many buffs that she's all, and Perfect Veil does open up a trial. I think in Chimera, I think increase resist might. The ally attacks from the fervor will definitely help you with some of the damage. That's really cool. So she's fantastic for PvE. She really is good. How have I built her? I think two main ways. I put her with the wrong relic. I think the best way is going to be 9 pieces of protection gear. Why? Because with 9 pieces, you do 5% more damage for each buff placed by the wearer. She is giving you 1 perfect veil, 2 strengthen, 3 increase resist, 4 fervor, 4 buffs, 20% damage boost. There are relatively few champions in the game that give you this many buffs. So she is giving you a huge benefit from that protection set. It is incredibly good. That's build number 1. I think build number 2 is a pretty simple switch to it. Obviously, I've got Mikage in that gear, but the switch would be 4-piece Relentless. 4-piece Relentless, what's that going to do? It's going to give you 18% chance to get an extra turn. So she takes more turns. She's going to be applying her buffs more often. It will help you with buff uptime. It will help you get with revive uptime. And it will help you spread more fervors around. So I think that is good as well. But I think 9-piece protection is the way to go for PvE, full stop. I think it's much better. I think, well, I haven't tested them back and forth to try, but I think 9-piece protection. I think that 20% potential damage boost is just too strong. I think that's so insane. So that's pretty much the way you want to go. On top of the fact that it's also protecting your buffs. So if they do get that 3% to remove your buffs, well, 75% of the time, they're protected. Incredible, right? So I think that's the way to go. I think her best relics... We'll actually touch on all the options sort of right now. I don't believe that her HP equalization or her passive healing, I don't think either will trigger the Hallowed Hilt, so that's no good, just to mention that. That is the other source of your fervor buff in the game, mind you. I think her best for PvE content is going to be, which I meant to run on her, but I forgot, the Pert Shadow. It's going to give you a chance for an extra turn using the default skill. She is very survivable. She's very difficult to... She's not going to die, right? Getting more turns, triggering more healing with her passive. She's unkillable most of the time anyway. Getting more A1s. Then this is the way to go. It's pretty much perfect for her. I think for PvP, I think Valcardiac Heart is quite powerful. It's going to give her bonus resistance. It's got way more sockets and better sockets. So I think that's really good as well. What else could we run on her that would be very strong? I think Demonic Effigy is a good basic one. I'd actually probably, to be honest with you, go for Journal of Necrotis over it, though. Just make her healing and turn meter boosting better. I think that's probably better. I think Journal of Necrotis is a great budget option. I think Wand or Aspect are both strong options for PvP. She doesn't have any debuffs, so Wand is not quite as good because she's not going to be polymorphed. Aspect of Siroth, decent for survivability. Valcardiac Heart is excellent. Anything over here that's particularly good. I might miss some of these, but I mean, jump in. Gilded Pinion's okay. Take less damage, it's okay. Immortal Visage would be insane. Obviously, Tower Helm would be incredible for speed and survivability. Oculos Custodian, actually not bad. Resistance and speed and some decent sockets. That's a decent one if you've got it from the recent events. That would be quite fine. So I kind of zip through these ones. But over here, Chrysalid of Rebirth would be incredible. You get speed main stat, great sockets, and extra turn when reviving allies. So revive allies, then equalize HP, give them strengthen, and give them increase resist, and possibly trigger her passive as well. That's potentially very, very good. Inferno Sphere, another good budget resistance relic if you're building resistance, which is viable on her. Harp of Caspiel, take more turns, that's an option. Yeah, there's Inferno Polytope, probably pretty good because she's got unkillable. That's probably very good on her, actually, and there's not that many champs that can use it well. Torch of Thraldom, if you're running with a particular team. Pert Shadow, as I said, it's insane. Like, it's Solmar Crystal, get the instant turn revive, that's pretty good too. It's hard to go wrong, guys. It's really hard to go wrong with her. There's tons of good relics. I would be pointing towards Pert Shadow, Valcardiac Heart as being probably the go-to PvE and PvP, but we'll see some more testing. That's what I'd be looking at, my initial thoughts right now. Lightning Cage, I think for PvP, protect that unkillable buff. That's going to be ideal. Also protecting the increased resist is nice as well. So I'd be going for Lightning Cage, and that's probably what you just want on her because I think she's going to be good for PvP. And for her masteries, I think you got two options. I think, broadly speaking, something like this, support and defense. I think one of the big questions is, do you take Timely Intervention, so better Reviver, or do you I think you definitely want lasting gifts, and you probably want spirit haste. But I mean, so you might want to ditch cycle of revenge, give her retribution, which is pretty good, and then grab unshakable. So basically, ditch cycle or one of these, maybe ditch this and get the extra resistance. That could be viable as well. Yeah, we'll see. Obviously, for PvE, you're going to be able to build her with resistance, and she's super tanky, so she'll be fine. You can go with this. For PvP, maybe we want to focus hardcore on resistance. It's possible. Let's switch her over to a PvP build. We've seen enough PvE. Is she good? She's bonkers. Let's go. Okay, great. For PvP, I think you're going to want 9-piece Mercurial. What a shock. What a shock. If you don't have 9-piece Mercurial, you could maybe, if you can keep her alive, you could try it with 9-piece protection. It might work. I mean, you'd be worried about her just dying. You'd need a strong speed team to get her going. But she can with high enough speed and protection. Like I had her like 400 speed in protection. You could have her, potentially cut in and stay alive, right? When she gets her unkillable buff up, if she's got protection set, she's fairly safe. It is an option. 9-piece Mercurial would be the best. 6-piece Stone Skin with triple reaction is another good option. Maybe 4 Stone Skin, 4 Chronophage, 4 Stone Skin, 4 Feral. A few different options. You can even go 4-piece Mercurial, 4-piece Chronophage. There's actually quite a few build options these days. You could try Bolster. You could try Rebirth I don't have any Rebirth to try. If you had it, you could try it. I think there's quite a few different ways to go. For PvP, you can see I've gone decent resist. Not the best, but I'm trying to build some decent resist. It's difficult in 9-piece Mercurial. Oh, shoot. I have the wrong gear. Hang on. I do. Oh, let me pause. I had a better build. I didn't save it properly, though. Hang on a sec. Yeah, I had a resistance chest. Sorry. So she's actually run like this. So 600 resistance. When she gets increased resistance up, she'll be at 900, which is very good. Still going to be a problem against mythicals because they ignore resist. But against non-mythicals, this should be strong. But she might be a bit reliant on going first. So yeah, I think this is a decent build. But for PvP, my question might be, I think you still want good resistance on her for PvP. And I think I was saying before, this might be a champion. You only want a 3-star soul on it. It's probably good enough. Now that I've realized, after testing her and her sort of exceeding my expectations, I think this is definitely not only a must-do fusion, but I think you want that 5-star soul. I think you will want the blessing effect and that bonus resistance for basically all content, but particularly for PvP. You might want to stack her crazy high resistance so that she can resist even without increased resist. That's definitely a strong possibility. I've got her where she's quite reliant on the increased resistance buff. We'll test it out. It's very hard, obviously, to build that in Mercurial, but you can look towards that in Stone Skin as well. Try build her really high resistance. I think minimum you go middling so that you'll have enough resistance to resist enemies at your level with increased resistance, I think is the minimum. So to test that out, look at, say, how do you build your debuffer? Whoever it is, I don't know, like how do you build your Fabian or your equivalent champion? How much accuracy do they have? You want to build 100 resist, more than that on your Mavara. And as I said, you can switch her to the resistance mastery, give her an extra 50, that could help. You're going to definitely want a resistance main stat relic. Volcardiac would be the best, but you've got other options as well. Cool. Let's try her out in some fights. Let's see how she does. Let's just go through them one by one, I guess. I've got 2 different teams I thought I'd try out. We'll go with this one for fun. We're going to go with the Fabian because he's just obviously extremely good. But let's try Donatello and Leonardo as a nice little combo. And I don't know. Let's see what happens, really. In particular, I'm curious about her passive and how strong that's going to be. So if he's faster than me, okay, he's not faster than me here. Let's actually let him go first because I think her passive should basically turn meter boost everybody. So let's push him back. If we weak hit, we weak hit. Okay, so she boosts. And look at Fabian. So Fabian is supersonic as well. But for every 8 buffs the enemy team receives, they started with some as well. And I think that will count. I would assume it does. It certainly does for most things in the game. Pre-existing buffs count. You can see that with Queen of Hearts, Temporal Chains, that sort of thing. Fabian's good to go. Already. He's already good to go. Let's give us increased resist. Let's have her start with that. He's going to try lock us out. I don't think he was successful. I can now boost up. Let's see. He might buff with him. He might not. We'll just attack him. He did get locked out. He's increased resist, but it's not good enough. Okay. He will buff up, though. We might gain some turn meter. And we'll see how Mavara does with healing our team and all of that as well. He's done an A2. That is a bit weird. Here she's going to do her passive, right? She's going to give us Perfect Veil. Let's just leave it on auto at this point and let's see what happens. I just want to get a vibe. We'll see her healing. We'll see her turn meter boosting. Let's see how we go. Well, Leo just murdered them all. Okay, good job, Leo. Let's do this fight. Let's do a couple of fights on auto. I have Leonardo set to open with his A2, but then to prioritize his A3. So, yeah. Right, so they're boosting up. Yeah, like against a fast Sifi, against a fast anyone who's placing buffs, she's basically giving your whole team like a crazy supersonic set. Like, we are gaining a ton of speed. She's attracting all their attacks because of this. I think I actually have her set with A3 to open. I think we want to switch it to A2 to open. So let me swap that. We're getting smacked, but Leo obviously survives. So let's see. So she's going to A2 here, which is going to massively heal everybody and give us those buffs. I mean, you could open A3. You could open A2. I think you could do it either way, to be honest. He's going to smack. He's not going to kill. The strengthen, the ally protection is enough. And bam, down they go. That's a nasty team. Decimated. Let's see how Bronco does here. I guess on defense, because somebody might be dead, you probably have to leave her with A3 opener. Like here, she's going to revive him. And then we'll see, can we cut in against them? Maybe. I mean, with the healing from her passive and also Donnie, he's actually stayed alive, which is kind of nuts. And there he goes. He's gone in. He's locked him out. Though, unfortunately, the damage dealer resisted. You hate to see that. But, like, Donnie is helping our team stay alive as well, sure. But, my gosh, she's kind of a monster. Bang. Bang. Dead. I'm impressed. That team's maybe a bit easy. Let's try a Bayek team. That should be kind of a problem, actually. I don't know if we can kill this one. Let's see how we survive against this. I don't think I have any Leo on accuracy on Leo. Okay, his Fabian that's a very fast Fabian. So we are in trouble. She's actually resisted, which is cool. And obviously my Donnie resisted as well. Now I have him preset to start with his A3. I'm actually surprised he debuffed me with the provoke. That's a little bit unlucky, I think, because we resisted everything else. She survived because of unkillable. Going to heal us up a bit, which actually sets up Leo to go. I do have the Fervor relic on Donnie, so hopefully we can get Fervor onto Leo and see some extra attacks. It's not happened yet. Okay, there you go. He has Fervor, which is lovely. Now, he might just simply die, of course. Reset our cooldowns. That's good. I don't know if he got the extra attack from Donnie or from Fervor. Not sure. He's tried to kill her, but she's blocked it. Ooh, so close to triggering his passive. We get the revive back in. He's done an AoE nuke. It didn't do, unfortunately, quite enough damage. We're getting locked out again. I think she has resisted, though, which is nice. So she should heal us up. Fantastic. More buffs. Increase resist, strengthen, all good stuff. The decrease accuracy has hit, which is bad. Means we can't crit. It's certainly interesting to see. She is tanking very, very well against a very nasty team. I'd say she's in a bit of trouble now. I'd say we're definitely in a bit of trouble now. I think our main weakness here is that Leo can't really get much of a go in against Fabian. We'd have to have it on auto. The Donatello reset happened at a good time. There, she's been taken out by Predator. Unless Leo really pops off, I don't think we're going to win. He's not crit. He doesn't have enough accuracy to crit. So, yeah. But, I mean, she survived very well on full auto against that team. Let's see it against this one as well. I could throw in my own Bayek. I might do that just for fun. Try to get some revenge. That could work. I think against that particular team, we'd struggle a bit because I'm sort of relying on Fabian here. So, yeah, it's pretty cool. Unlike any single target attacks are going to have to go towards her. And it's just kind of a pain because she's got that total guard with this build. So any single target attack's just not going to do much to her. You got to get past her total guard. Then you have to get past her unkillable as well. And she's got lightning cage and high resistance and increased resist. She's a difficult champ to take out. Like, really difficult. Oh, poor old Leo became a sheep. That's tragic. Poor fella. She's been smacked around a bit there. That certainly hurts. She's healed herself with her passive. She's got the unkillable backup. That hurt quite a bit. Look at that healing, man. Like, she just equalized the HP. We're all full health, dude. Like, that's really strong. It's really, really strong. Yeah, it's impressive. Oh, that's a big revive. That's less than ideal. She's done an A1 there. Looks like Donnie blocked that A3, which is good. Speaking of good healing, Marishka's got good healing. The lockout is strong. Obviously, Raglan is immune. Like, her plus Donnie. Donnie, one of the best fusions of this year as well. Like, nice little combo here. A nice combo. But yeah, there you go. I think this is probably enough of a showcase, guys. Number one, is she a good fusion? Is she worth doing? 100% absolutely. Where is she going to help you? I think she's going to be incredibly good for so many players in Arena. Like, sure, some of you, I'm sure, have Theodosia and you've got Galathir. Or you've got Joan. You know, you've got these insane champs. But a lot of you don't. And if you don't have the best, like, she's very similar. Like, she is very, very good. And if you don't, like, she's probably the best fusion reviver for PvP. Like, she's very cool, very strong in this meta, I would think. She seems very strong for PvP. We'll see more testing on that, but certainly for PvE content, she very, very much impressed me. Like, I did not expect her to be as good as she was. She was very good. She's got a bit of an anti-synergy, perhaps, with Leonardo, where he's wanting to counterattack and she's giving him perfect veil as an anti-synergy. But c'est la vie. But yeah, for PvE, massive damage boosts, huge full auto potential for whenever they bring out Auto Chimera, which should be coming later in the year. This is an interesting little showcase here. We're really getting beaten up at this point. Can we sustain with her? Donnie, unfortunately, has been locked out, but I mean, look at that. Like, oh, she's great, dude. She is a fantastic fusion. She's really freaking good. He's metamorphed, but he's petrified. Get wrecked. We're gonna win. Victory. Hit him, please hit him. Leo, I swear to God, if you do your A2, no, we're good. We're good. We got him. There we go. Mavara. Yeah, fantastic fusion. Do this fusion. Do the fusion. She is great. Let me know if I forgot anything in this particular showcase, but I think we got it in. Really amazing champion. There you go. Yeah, she's insane. And she's insane. Really, really good. That's it. Also, I didn't mention, but Magic Affinity is very good against most lockout champions. So, Crixia, Fabian, even the new High Elf, they're all Spirit Affinity. So that gives you another advantage as well. She might simply get weak hit. 35% of the time she'll be weak hit by the lockouts. That was something I didn't mention. And that is very good. She's, yeah, excellent. Excellent. There you go. Mavara, get her. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. By the way, her fusion starts tomorrow. See you next time. Goodbye.